here are all the Halloween movies ranked. All 13 movies. This was a terrible franchise to get through. So, coming in at number 13, the worst movie of the franchise, not really by much. Like, the bottom 4 movies can honestly take this spot. But the worst movie is Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers. I like Mike's kill, that's pretty cool. Tina's chase is tense. Other than that, Jamie's mute is stupid. The clown horns like honk honk, and the cops are just silly. All the other kills are bad. The Man in Black story is really boring. So this is one of the most boring movies, and it really doesn't have anything great about it. Nothing really good about it either. So, moving on. Number 12 is Halloween 6, The Curse of Michael Myers. This was also still bad. Some kills are actually pretty decent. Like, at least this has 2, maybe 3 kills that are actually good, as opposed to Halloween 5's 1 kill. The Asylum at the end is pretty cool. Other than that, another boring movie, and the curse doesn't really make any of that sense. For Michael Myers, I think that's really stupid. So, another Halloween movie that's just really bad. Number 11 is Halloween Resurrection. Some kills are good. Nothing really that memorable, though, but some good kills. And the final battle is actually pretty good. It's decent. Other than that, it ruins Halloween H2O by killing Laurie Strode and saying that it was the wrong guy. It wasn't actually Michael Myers. Other than that, the movie is really boring, and Michael Myers isn't that intimidating because he can see his eyes. So, really boring. Still, not a good movie. Number 10 is Rob Zombie's Halloween remake. This has some pretty good kills, and I like the Joe Grizzly fight that with Joe Grizzly and Michael Myers. That's actually pretty cool. But one mixed element is Michael Myers' origin. It's like, it's cool, but it's just generic. It's like, that could have been one of the best scenes of the movie. That could have been, like, really interesting, but, like, it's all just, like, he's in an abusive family, and that's really boring. Other than that, Michael Myers' family I think are terrible. These are all the bad things about the movie now. Sam Loomis and the development with him and Michael Myers was a missed opportunity. They didn't do much with that. And the final 10 minutes is just a scream fest, annoying part of the movie. So, it's just Laurie Strode screaming like, ah! And that's really boring. So, no, it's not boring. It's really annoying there. So, a movie that had potential, but just still isn't that good. Number 9 is the original Halloween 2. It picks up right after the first movie. I think that's really cool. Hospital setting is cool, and has better kills than the original Halloween, so I actually like that. I still think this movie is kind of bad, because it recaps the first movie, kind of like a lot of Friday the 13th movies. It's weird. It's actually weird to have Michael Myers fixated on Laurie. I like him with no motive, and Laurie stuck in a hospital bed was really boring. And again, this movie is just another boring Michael Myers film. So, now we're into the decent movies. Number 8 is Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers. The bandage mask, I think, is actually pretty cool. This movie has some pretty good kills. Jamie and Rachel on the roof was pretty tense, and the ending with Jamie now being the killer is pretty cool. That's another thing about Halloween 5. It ruins the ending of this movie. But now the negatives for this movie is, again, I think it's actually kind of boring. There's not a lot of plot. And then there's the blonde Michael Myers mask. So, that was just incredibly stupid. So, good things I like about it. Other things, not so much. So, it's decent. Number 7 is Halloween Kills. The 78 flashback is cool. This has great kills, and I like the burnt Michael Myers mask. On the other hand, it's not really connected at all. Laurie is stuck in a bed like the original Halloween 2. Tivoli and that plotline is stupid, didn't look anything like Michael Myers, and Michael Myers should have died with 20 people killing him. But he doesn't die. So it's watchable, but it's very frustrating. Moving on, number 6 is Halloween Ends. This is a little bit better. It's actually a bit more watchable. I like the intro, and it's character-driven. I think it... Jeremy dying, that was actually pretty cool. That was a good intro. So I like that it's character-driven, too. Corey Cunningham, mixed. There's things about it I really like, but then he just kills himself at the end, and that amounted to nothing. This movie I don't think is really that scary. All the other kills really aren't that great, and the final battle, not really that great. It's actually very weak. Probably the weakest part of the movie. So, decent movie. Moving on, number 5 is Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. Again, another decent movie. Kills are awesome. It's character-driven. Laurie is trying to deal with the events. I actually really like that. Sam Loomis is an interesting character of him now just greedy for fame, so I like that. On the other hand, the dream attack is stupid and retroactively boring when you watch it again. And it's just Michael Myers wandering throughout the entire movie, and it doesn't ramp up into the last 10 minutes. So, a movie that's pretty decent. So, a movie that I kind of like. I think it's a decent watch. Okay, number 4 is Halloween 3 Season of the Witch. I think the music is different and cool. I really like that. The mystery of, like, what the toy factory is doing and what do these masks do. That's really interesting. And this movie has some crazy gory kills. So I really like that. Why it's not, like, higher is, I think it should have been, like, 3 days, not 7. It would have made for a shorter, tighter story. And it doesn't make any sense for the different time zones. Because, like, he wants to kill all the kids in the country, but there are different time zones, so that was kind of a story flaw. But other than that, I think Halloween 3 Season of the Witch is actually a pretty good movie, so I actually enjoy it quite a bit. Number 3 is Halloween 2018. Michael Myers' performance is brutal. I really like that. I like the mask being aged up after 40 years. The directing is good, and it has some really good kills. This is really cool. The other thing is it feels like horror skits, so so it doesn't make it cohesive. But other than that, I think it's a pretty good movie. Number 2 is... Is this it? Yeah, Halloween H2O. Laurie's character is interesting. She's just fixated on Michael Myers, and she's just living in fear of him. I think the kills are pretty good and bloody. Most of them, I think, are actually pretty good. And the final battle is good and a really satisfying ending, if this was the ending to the franchise. Unfortunately, it's not, but I think it's really good. The only things are seeing Michael Myers' eyes is very goofy, and I don't really think the movie is that scary. So I mean, like, I could have used the movie to be a little bit scarier than what it is, but I think it's actually pretty good. So I do think it's actually a pretty decent movie, but easily number 1 is John Carpenter's The Original Halloween. The kills are the only thing that just aren't really that good, and I think it's slow in the second half until it ramps back up in the last 10 minutes. Other than that, the score, awesome. The intro to the movie is great, finding out it's actually a 6-year-old boy. I think the movie is tense, not knowing where Michael Myers is. Like, he's 1 minute he's there, 1 minute he's over there. And the final chase is really tense, with Michael Myers chasing Laurie Strode. This is one of the best slasher movies of all time, one of the best horror movies of all time. This is one of the best movies, period, of all time. So, the original Halloween comes out as my number 1 favorite Halloween franchise movie. Thanks for watching.